In this episode, we find out whether a 2015 Chevy Sonic is a good used buy.
We find the perfect SUV for long camping trips.
And we advise a 19-year-old considering purchase of a bank repossessed vehicle.
Hello and welcome to Buyer's Guide. We'll be tackling a fresh batch of your vehicle-related questions and queries once again. And here to help us this week are Alan Rosenmeyer from Motor Matters and Leon Loyson from the iPop Motor Group. Welcome back, Leon, and welcome back, Alan.
Thank you. Good to be here as always.
Good to have you guys here.
Good. Now remember, if you like the panel's advice, of course, you can send us an email to buyersguide@ignitiontv.co.za, or you can pop us a DM on Instagram @ignitiontv. And please give us as much information as possible, including a photo of yourself. Now we're going to kick off things with a question from Tabatsu. He's 24-year-old from Emakhaleni. He's considering purchasing a 2015 Chevy Sonic with 112,000 Ks on the clock. Now with a budget of 150,000 Rand, he plans to include mechanical warranty for the added peace of mind. The car will primarily be used for weekend drives and trips to Limpopo every 2 or 3 months. Is it a good choice for reliability and practicality based on the intended usage? Alan, Chevy Sonic.
My problem with the Sonic, whether it's a good car or a bad car, is Chevy left South Africa how many years ago already?
Oh, I've forgotten, it's been so long.
Parts.
Yeah.
Backup. And that's where I would already draw a line under that one.
Then you should stop right there because parts are obscenely expensive for the Chevys.
If you're buying it from a Chevy. There are aftermarket parts.
Okay, there are,
available
but
from,
but you're always going to have an issue with that. Unfortunately, I mean, it's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
So I would look elsewhere, quite honestly, and two nice choices I just came up with. Or, as always, Suzuki Swift.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can get a really nice 2017-ish, somewhere around there, for the kind of money he's looking at, 140, 130 even.
Yeah.
You'll get plenty of them at that money. Another choice I just thought of was a Hyundai Grand i10.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, you can get at that mileage, and the prices varied quite drastically for Grand i10s. From a 2015 to a 2018, anywhere from 120,000 to about 150.
And that's a good, reliable, it's just a spacious car.
You're never going to go wrong with them, are you?
Yeah, let's move on to Leon. Do you agree or?
No, look, I like the look of that little Chevy. I think it's a cool car. I think it looks nice and aggressive. The motor's nice and preppy. But like Alan says, they left the country.
Yeah.
So now your parts now you're going to sit there with your finger, proverbially, and then you're going to have
so
an issue. But
the mechanical parts you can find. That I know is the issue. It's like the body parts are a bit of an issue.
So your issue is that is the guy that's looking at the Sonic RS 1.4 turbo going to look at a Grand i10? You know, the two of them just they're not in the same kind of a look or feel. But if you're just talking about purely A to B transport, great. The other thing you could do with the Sonic, you could pick one up for 130 grand and then get a very aggressive mechanical warranty on that vehicle. And then he's still going to be under his budget or on his budget. But like you say, parts. He has a fender bender. What you going to do? Drive
but
it
you
out?
know something?
You're going to have a problem.
I like the fact that everybody's pushing the mechanical warranties. The client that purchases a mechanical warranty is never told that on this warranty, yes,
Portion.
everything is covered, but only a portion thereof.
There you go. Turbo.
Like your turbo is 50 grand. Nah, don't worry, it's covered. We'll pay 5 grand.
Yeah.
I'm just giving an outrageous example here, but that's exactly how they work. They're not going to say, don't worry, gearbox 80 grand, we got it covered, 80K, we'll pay for it.
Portions, yeah.
No, they're paying a percentage thereof. And on a car with 112,000 kilometers, believe you me, they're not paying 100%.
No, well, it depends on Leon will tell us, it depends on the warranty you buy. So if you're buying a warranty for 5 grand, you're not going to get much coverage. But if you're buying a warranty for, say, 18, 19,000 Rand, you may get a lot more coverage. And the thing is, if you're going to buy an aftermarket warranty, this is for anybody. Actually ask the salesman to explain what is covered, because there are different things. Some cars, like if you're buying a relatively new car, they'll give you 100% coverage because the warranty knows, go and claim it from the factory warranty. They're going to pay for it anyway. So they don't have to pay for those warranties. So just understand what you're getting covered. So if the gearbox fails, how much will you pay? If the engine fails, how much will you pay? If the alternator fails, how much are they going to pay? And then see and decide, okay, what's it going to cost to fix it? So if the turbocharger is 30,000 Rand to replace a turbocharger as an example, Are they going to cover 30,000 or are they going to cover 5,000? So find all that stuff out. Back to the question of the Sonic. Alan's given you his opinion. Leon's given you his. And I go with both of them. You
I
choose that.
would ask him to look for a Kia Rio.
It's a great option.
Yeah,
150,000.
or Tech or something like that.
There's
Yeah.
lots of cars. I mean,
Yeah.
i20s, Kia Rios. So there are other options. But if you go with that, it's not the world's worst option.
Our next viewer is Treasure, who hails from Nelspruit. He drives a 2018 Kia Rio 1.4 Tech with 128,000 kilometers on the clock. The car is reliable and financed until December 2025. He wants advice on whether to keep the car for another 2 to 3 years or trade it in after it's paid off. And with a budget of 230,000 Rand, including the trade-in value, he's looking for a reliable, fuel-efficient and stylish car for work and personal use.
If you're saying he's doing 20 to 30,000 Ks a year, and let's say we're in January now, and he looks at paying the vehicle off in December, let's just say he's going to do another 30,000 Ks. Effectively, he's going to be trading in a 2018 model with 150, 160,000 Ks.
160,000.
It's difficult for you to predict what the value will be then, what his trade-in value will be. But let's say, for argument's sake, the car is going to be worth 120 grand or 110 grand. Then you can take that money and obviously add it as a deposit on a 230,000. Now, with the previous shows, for that kind of money, you can pick up quite a lot of cars in that kind of a price bracket. You just got to decide what it is that you really and truly like, whether it's a Swift or whether it is a 10 grand or whether it is a
Kia Rio or whatever.
Toyota Yaris or something. And you're going to have to just look around and use the different, it's lucky, just on your,
Go on the
into a
internet and
keyboard
look.
warrior, man.
Yeah.
Sit there in the comfort of your own home.
Look, the Rio, in terms of should he keep it, I'm looking at this and I know where Segi's going. He's going to tell you the same thing. He's going to say keep it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they're good, reliable cars.
Yes.
They're relatively cheap to maintain. They're fuel efficient. They're nice cars. There's not much to go wrong with them. So I would keep it until it's paid off. And then if you're paying, let's say for argument's sake, you're spending 2,000 Rand a month on your premium, pay the car off. Carry on putting that 2,000 Rand into some investment. Stick it away. And when you decide to actually sell that car, that Kia Rio, at 250,000 Ks, you've now saved yourself a fat deposit anyway. And there's always a demand for small cars, irrespective of the mileage. You'll sell the car privately. You don't even have to trade it in. Somebody will buy it. They're good cars. And then go and look and see what else you can buy. I don't know if you agree with that, Alan.
Totally agree with you. 128 is a low mileage. The car's, 7 years old already? Leon, you can answer better than me, but 7 or 9 year old in that kind of market is not going to make a big difference on trade-in value, right?
No.
And 130 or 160, it's not a big
Trade
difference,
value
right?
drops by a small
Yeah,
percentage
very
of the
small
value.
amounts per year, right? The other thing is, as I read it, the 230 is including the trade-in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got a Kia Rio Tech, which is the top spec model.
You're going to, for 230,
230, you're going downwards. You're going backwards right now. I love your advice. Save up 40, 50 grand cash to add to that deposit. You're suddenly hitting the 300,000 mark in 2 years' time. You're going to get a lot more car.
Yeah. And then also, as well, small cars like this, when you come to sell them, I would never recommend anybody try and trade them in. There's always a queue of people who want that. Just put the word out you're selling your car. Somebody will pay you. So your trade-in price in that car is 100 grand. You'll sell it for 130. So
Also,
you'll
guys,
get it
just
like
remember, we don't know the status or the condition of this car.
this. It's perfect. Every second-hand car is perfect.
One careful owner, the rest couldn't care.
Yeah, one careful owner, the rest didn't care. Yeah, I like that.
There's our advice, and I think it's good advice. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Okay, stay tuned, because after the break, we find a perfect SUV for long camping trips.
And Bakkies from Toyota, Ford, Isuzu and Nissan go head to head. You're watching Buyer's Guide, and if you've just joined us, welcome to this week's show. Ferdy, a 60-year-old grandfather with a 500,000 Rand budget, is considering the Mahindra Scorpio-N for long-distance driving and occasional gravel roads for camping trips. He hopes it'll be his last car purchase and seeks an evaluation of the Scorpio-N's pros and cons, along with similar 4x4 options worth considering. Okay, Leon, no other 4x4 options worth considering, right? That's the option.
Not at that budget, and not if you're wanting something that's close to new or new. And there's no doubts. But like I say, I challenge friendly to come and debate it with me and say to me, listen, Leon, I think this and I think that. When it comes to the Scorpio-N, the value for money proposition it's out of this world. It genuinely is. The power, it's got 128.6 kilowatts. It's got the torque that you need. It can tow. It can tow up to 2.5 tons with an overrun brake. It's got everything that you get. It's got a sunroof. It's got every single thing that you could want. It's got everything. The only thing.
So it has the bells and whistles as well.
They just need to look at the back seats, just to get those seats that they don't tumble. You agree with me? So
Heart failure.
Look, you've got a massive
Take the
area.
back seats out if you don't need that.
But it's a
extra
7-seater for a reason.
7-seater.
If you don't need it, yes. Unfortunately, it is bolts that you've got to take, and it does leave unsightly holes.
So put the bolts in the holes.
Yeah, sure.
The rubber
You've got
mat
a kid
over
that's in the
it.
back
It's
there and
easy.
scraps. It's near. You know, I just think that the design team needs to just relook at it. I don't think it can be that difficult to get seats that fold up like the Fortuners used to do, or the Fortuners do.
The old Mitsubishis also folded up the
or to get them
Pajeros.
to fold in. You know what I mean?
There's a quicker and easier solution. Just get proper restraints to hold it in place when it's folded.
No, there is. On the right-hand side, you've got a little lanyard that comes out and you can hook it around.
Yeah, I know.
You can say proper. Maybe that's not proper. Maybe you can have a little
Until
gas
you hit a
struts,
nice steep uphill,
Yeah.
and they go bang, and
You've
you
got a
think
tray
you've
of
hit
eggs,
something.
you've got a
Yeah.
tray of eggs.
Well, no, I just thought I'd hit something.
So that's the only problem with the car is the fact that the extra seats in the back, we're talking about the third row of seats now, which take the people you're never going to take.
Yes.
Yeah, they're called
Yeah.
jump seats.
Yeah, just take that seat out. Unbolt it.
Honestly, guys, it's
Throw it in the garage.
12.5 kilometers to a litre of fuel with 5 people on board towing a trailer.
Yeah.
Dink 'em, no funnies. I'm not trying to sell the car to somebody. I'm just telling you right now, that's what it is.
Okay, so what are the other options for half a bar? What does 500,000 give you in a 4x4?
Yeah.
Second-hand 2.4 Fortuner.
There is one slightly more expensive new one now,
Yeah?
is that new Haval H7.
Yes.
Starts at 600. Okay, I know it's more, but it's about as close as you're going to get
Yeah.
if you want to get new.
I like the look. Stunning.
That's the 4x2 version, not the 4x4. The 4x4 is 670.
Yeah.
But that's about as close as I can find, see anything that comes to it.
Yeah, and the Scorpio-N, I must say, is
That's 50
is a
grand.
And-
a very pleasant car to drive.
And the Scorpio-N 4x4 has got serious off-road ability. On the launch, we went and did dunes, sand, we did all kinds of things, and none of them got stuck. Yeah.
So they didn't take you to the proper dunes. And
They
say,
did.
No.
Oh,
But if you go, I mean, you must probably, I know when we go to product launches and they launch these, and like Alan says, he went on dunes and stuff like that. Normally, they take the media on places that the average Joe will not go.
will not go.
Correct,
Yes.
yeah.
You're going to get people, sure, who go more extreme than that, but 90% of those people will not go. So Scorpio-N, we give it the thumbs up. Go and have a look at it. If you're happy with it, phone Leon. He'll do a deal for you. He'll deliver it to you
100%.
anywhere in the country.
So we're not going to put him in anything else, right? It's a Scorpio, and
like,
that's
like
it. You
Alan
should
says,
just go.
that new Haval stunning. It's a 50 grand premium, let's say, over the Scorpio. But if you compare that car against any of the other brands, the big Japanese brands, that's hundreds of thousands.
I mean, we are talking new here. If you want to start delving into used and whatever, obviously it's a whole other game.
Yeah,
but
there's a whole new.
yeah,
And stuff like
yeah.
that.
Okay, we're going to move on now. Brandon wants to trade in his 150,000 kilometer Ford Everest 2.2 for a double cab Bakkie with under 50,000 Ks. He's got a nice, healthy 500,000 rand budget. He's considering the Hilux and the Ford Ranger, but he's concerned about hijacking risks. He's now exploring alternative Bakkie options from Isuzu and Nissan. The vehicle will be used for daily tasks and long weekend camping. Leon, okay, so Hilux, great car, Ranger, great car. Both are, we know, a bit of risk.
The undesirables want it, yeah.
Yeah. So we got Isuzu and Nissan.
Throw in the Triton as well.
You got a
Yeah,
Hoya
you can
Triton.
throw in the Mahindra, you can throw in the P-Series. There's a lot, but out of the Isuzu and the, what is it, the Isuzu and the Ford,
Nissan.
right?
Nissan Navara.
The Nissan Navara, I go Isuzu. I'm not a big fan of the Navara myself personally. Maybe I had one that I test drove for a little bit, and maybe I should have given it a bit more time in different situations.
It doesn't, that's
But
why
it's-
there's options.
It's a 2.3, yeah. But yeah, I like the Isuzu. I like that it's rough, ready, goes anywhere. It's not as desirable as the other two in terms of
Theft, yeah.
people using a firearm to take it from you. But yeah,
The Hilux and Ranger, obviously, but the risks there, we all know it. Between the Isuzu and the Nissan, tough choice. At 500, you're going to get a newer Navara, which are really nice as well.
Yeah.
But now I just threw in, and the Mahindra I left out for the reason it's not as comfortable. It's as strong, it's tough, it will go anywhere and last,
Utilitarian.
but it's not as comfortable. But there are two that I threw into here, and you can get new or virtually new.
Yeah.
Is the P-Series, GWM P-Series,
JSE.
or the JAC
Yeah.
T9.
Yeah.
And both of those you can get at that money you can get a new one.
Yeah.
I really
With
like
warranties.
the JSC, hey?
That T9 in particular is
it's
What
awesome.
engine is it running? Is it a Cummins or what is it?
no. They now got their own engines, a
Own
2-liter turbo
It's not
diesel.
bad, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I know we're always going to have this debate about those ones versus the, can I call them the traditional or whatever
Yeah.
word you want to have, but you can get new.
Yeah.
Or at
They
worst a
look
demo
nice.
model.
That JSC looks so nice.
It's worthwhile
does,
to go and
yeah.
have a drive and look
Yeah.
at them. It doesn't
Yeah.
cost you anything. I like the Navara. I must say I was quite impressed with the Navara. The 2.5 diesel engine that's in there has been for many years.
Yeah.
It's been around. It's strong. It'll do 500,000 Ks if you maintain it properly without a problem. It's extremely comfortable because it doesn't have leaf springs. It's got coil spring suspension. It's low risk in terms of theft. It's not as flashy and nice as the Ford or the Toyota. The other option you mentioned, the Isuzu, like you didn't like the Navara that much. I don't quite like the Isuzu. I appreciate the
Thank
good
goodness we
cars.
don't like the same woman, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like
bit
both
of a
those
problem.
cars. I prefer the Triton. There's another stunning
Triton's
looking
nice.
car.
I liked it. You got to kit it to make it look.
It
a
looks
little bit
very
desirable.
nice.
Triton's a great option, and I think with the new one that just launched now, you may find some good deals on the
At half a
outgoing
bar,
options.
yeah.
I've actually got the new one on the edition 46 on test right now.
Is it outside?
No.
Damn, because I wanted to go for a drive because they won't give me one.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah,
great
for you,
options.
the motor doesn't matter.
No.
For him, it matters.
Yes, I know.
We'll be taking a short break, but when we return, we advise a 19-year-old considering the purchase of a bank repossessed vehicle.
And we evaluate whether a low mileage 2015 Jeep Wrangler was a good used purchase. Welcome back to Buyer's Guide. Peño is a 19-year-old entrepreneur. He's considering purchasing a diesel SUV or bakkie with options including the VW, Tiguan R-Line, Amarok, Mercedes-Benz, GLE, X-Class or Ford Ranger. He's got a budget of 300,000 Rand. Ooh. He plans to buy a bank repossessed vehicle priced at under 100,000 Rand and use the remainder to refurbish it. He seeks advice on whether buying a repossessed car is a wise decision. Can I just
Say no and can move on.
Can we start running now?
Okay, here we go. You've got 300,000 Rand and you want to buy a R1 million car for 100,000 Rand and spend 200,000 Rand fixing it. Don't you think that everybody in the whole world would be doing that if it was easy? So the options is no. Do not do that. You'd rather take your 300,000 Rand and buy yourself a reasonable car for 300,000 Rand. Do you guys agree? Leon?
They catch you and they say, "Oh, the car's going to go out and it's going to go on auction, or they're going to. You got to pay a deposit now."
No, even
No,
if
no.
it's a
So they
legit
catch you with
auction.
that. So let's say it's
Legit.
legit. There's no
Legit.
ways on God's
Put
green
20
earth
grand
you
in
get a
our
car.
account now, otherwise you're going to lose it, you know?
Yeah.
One of those.
It's too good to be true. It's too good to be true.
Just pay me the 5,000
You
Rand.
can't test
delivery
drive the
fee.
car.
No, but he's a youngster. I think he's trying to
Get
buy,
too much
refurbish,
bang, too much
and then sell it on.
Yeah.
But
No.
you know, there's no such thing as quick money. Firstly, so spending 300K, if you want to move it on, get yourself a car for like 250, then move it on for 275. Make small amounts of money as you move it on, but do not buy bank repossessed cars.
So you want to buy one of those for, he's looking to spend 100,000 and use the other 200 to fix it. So Tiguan R-Line, cool. If you buy one for 100,000 Rand, it'll have no engine, no gearbox and no headlights. So the headlights alone will cost you close to 60,
Don't tell him what
70,000 Rand for the headlights.
Don't tell him what the DSG gearbox is going to cost you.
You ain't going to make money out of it, dude. Don't waste your time with it. Take Seki's advice. Rather buy something that's running. Find a good deal somewhere for like 250. If you can tidy it up, fix it up for a little for 10, 12 grand and then sell it for 285, 290, 300. That's the way to do things. Don't buy flashy cars for cheap because flashy cars are damn expensive to fix.
But beyond that, there's a queue of dealers at a genuine
At these
repo
auctions and repo
right?
places, yes.
If that car is vaguely decent, they're not going to let you get it for 100,000.
100K, yeah.
Forget it.
Do you think I'd be sitting here doing this show if I could go to the auctions and buy cars like that and make myself a
What
fortune?
time are we leaving to the auction?
I don't. Let's go to the auction.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, forget it. Don't do it. Don't burn your fingers because you won't be an entrepreneur. You'll be broke. And then,
And finally, Patrick recently bought a 2015 Jeep Wrangler 3.6 V6 with 27,600 kilometers on the clock and a full service history. Despite its near new condition, he's concerned about the car's age and the effects of low mileage. I wonder why. As well as whether to replace parts like plugs, cam belts, and transmission oil now or wait until 60,000 kilometers like he was advised. He's also unsure about the impact of infrequent oil changes and whether buying the 9-year-old car was a wise decision. Too late, dude, as he plans to keep it for 10 to 15 years. Okay, that was just a joke, Delion. But I think it's not a bad buy at all.
It is too late.
It is too late to ask us, yes.
It's too late. But I have it on good authority. One of my head mechanic at the dealership, he said to me, if this is as what it's been topped out and what we're understanding, he says, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And as long as it's been done, the mileage, a lot of people have got cars which they don't drive and they just
Especially cars like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can be toys. They get used.
Big V6 motor. I mean, it's not a turbo.
Yeah, as soon as the price of fuel went up, they parked it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a gas guzzler, we know that.
Yeah, but I mean, that being said, as what Alan said before, I mean, the fuel consumption difference, the diesel motor apparently in this derivative is not as good as the petrol.
Yeah.
The petrol's more popular, you know, and guys understand it's going to be thirsty, but with the mileage that this guy's done and the mileage that I envision this guy doing now, the new owner, I don't think he needs to have so much buyer's remorse. I think
No, and if you're concerned about the maintenance, find a good workshop that specializes in those kinds of products. Or if you've got a good mechanic, and just say to him, just give it a good going through, service it. If you want to change all the oils and stuff like now, doesn't do any harm. It gives you the peace of mind. You go ahead, spend a little bit of money, peace of mind. You start from there, and then you do it every year or every 10,000 Ks, and they last. The Jeep's actually, the Wrangler's quite a strong car. That engine's a strong engine. Has a couple of little issues with them, but nothing that you're going to find now. You'll find those problems when it gets to like over 100,000 kilometers. And your general maintenance will resolve that.
You know what I found out about the Jeep Wrangler, the V6, especially the V6? That there's a driver problem. Because they believe it just can go on forever, and then they only bring it to you after they've destroyed some part of the car.
It's an off-road toy. Use it like it's designed for. Alan, you want to say something?
Yeah, you know, looking at it, and I'm assuming he's also not going to do high mileage. So he mentions the parts that normally you replace at 60,000. Either do it now if you can, or don't wait till 60. Do it at 40 maybe, just in case. As a be cautious.
Yeah.
Err on the side of caution.
Precautionary measures. Yeah.
And he mentioned cam belt, and let me just tell you that the car does not have a cam belt.
Yeah.
It's a timing chain driven car, which is a non-serviceable item unless it fails. And I've done lots of these Jeeps in my workshops, and I've never had to change a timing chain. So they're fine. So don't worry about that. Things like spark plugs, they've got long life spark plugs in them. You only replace them every 100,000 kilometers. So you don't have to worry until then. Irrespective of the car's 50 years old or 10 years old, you worry when it comes to 100,000.
Yeah.
Just one last one, and
Sure.
as a general question here, this point he makes that because it's done such low mileage, they didn't do an oil change every 12 months, like
Or every
prescribed.
6 months, like it was requested.
Is that a train? No, I'm asking you as the
not
mechanics.
a problem
Is
at
that
all.
a train smash
No.
when
Not
you've
really.
done such low mileage?
Look, oil is what they call hygroscopic. It'll absorb a bit of moisture in it. That's why normally it's recommended that you replace the oil every year. But there again, I can tell you it's not going to do that much damage. If you're doing like 3,000 Ks in a year and you don't change the oil and you do it every 3 years, the car ain't going to die on you. You know?
Yep.
It's
But you know, like Adam also mentioned, if he's worried, or you mentioned, if he's worried about it now, get a guy, let him do it for you.
Bring it forward a bit.
Yeah, get it, guys, they say. Fix it now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And just like that, we've come to the end of another episode. Alan, Leon, it's been great seeing you guys back here. Thank you very much for joining us today and all your useful advice, as usual.
Okay, until next time, remember to keep left past right and please keep it safe on the roads.